So today, I'm going to talk about how I went from 194 pounds and dropped all the way down to 164 pounds. I think it's really important right now, especially with isolation and quarantine, to show people that things are possible, especially because I know of people, and a lot of people, that feel very enclosed in their house, that they want to go do something, they want to work out, and they put themselves down for it. The sky is the limit, and we always have to keep positive in this situation, and I'm going to try to be a pillar of that. So my journey starts 2 years back. I was 19 and something very traumatic happened to me. I'm not going to get into it because that's not the type of vibe I'm trying to put out, but it did cause a ripple effect to where I started gaining weight. Another factor of this was that I had just started taking a specific birth control that later I'd had to change because, on top of some things I was dealing with mentally, physically, the birth control I noticed was helping me augment a lot of weight. My mindset back then, I can't describe to you how bad I had gotten. Mentally, I had dragged myself down in so many ways. It was like a constant struggle to be happy and to walk another day. It's something that I look back on now and I still feel kind of emotional because I feel like somehow I had mistreated myself and I don't deserve that. There was days that I never wanted to go out, that I felt so ugly that walking outside I would embarrass myself. Clothes that I really wanted to wear no longer fit me the way that I wanted to, and when I would go for shopping with my mom, because she would always try to make me feel better, I love my mom to death, I would end up crying in dressing rooms because I had felt so disgusted with myself. It had continued to surge and surge and surge, and it only got worse. Already by the second year of me suffering through that and gaining weight and not knowing what to do with myself or how to get better, even eating what I thought was clean, I wasn't seeing a difference. And thus, I think one day I just broke down, and my mom sat me down, and she really, because she knows how to make me upset, she knows how to make me mad, and she really got out what I was feeling. And I remember, in my kitchen, I was punching the marble countertops because I was so angry. Our lawyer, who's helped us, had told us that her daughter had lost a lot of weight. I told my mom, I want to do that. I want to do that for me because I'm scared. I'm really scared for myself. When they told me that, I decided, okay, let's go get a nutritionist. I'm ready for this. I can't spend nights on nights crying because of the way that I look. I should love myself. I had really lost that because I generally, before any of this happened, I was a very confident person in my body, knowing that I have curves, and being a Latina woman, I was always very confident. And so this change in me was so drastic that I very much lost myself, and my friends can tell you the same. And I remember telling them about it, and they had gotten so mad at me because I tend to hold a lot of things in and I don't talk about my feelings because I feel like if I tell people them, then I'm like a burden on them. But that's something that I think a lot of people misunderstand, that vulnerability is somehow a weight on another person, and it can be if the person doesn't care about you. But confide in those who care about you, and don't be afraid because they're there for a reason. They're there to love you and to guide you and to support you. And I really learned that with my girl pack, Julieta, Anna, Gabby, and Shayla, and even friends all the way in Canada, like Alexia, Jessica, all these people that I cared for deeply. If you read this cup that my friend gave to me, it's like, I'm not bossy, I'm the boss. I'm very much a very confident, driven person. I like to be in control at some times and be strong and put out this exterior presence like I'm strong and nothing can tear me down. And I was ignoring it and pushing it away. And so I started going to one nutritionist that was covered by my insurance. She also influenced this feeling in me because I started going, and it was once every month. 2 times I went to see her, and there wasn't much of a difference. Like, she gave me some tips and things what to do, and then the 3rd time I went, she didn't even show up. And so there was a big part of me that was feeling kind of defeated. I didn't know what to do. On top of that, recently I had gone to my general doctor to get tests done, blood tests, checkup. And I was borderline pre-diabetic. I felt like the world was against me. I really took a breath, and we called my lawyer and we asked for the information to the nutritionist that they were seeing. The gratitude I have for my parents, because it is an investment. I started going to Nutri Guillermo, and I was really nervous, right? Because I didn't know what to expect. I went there thinking like, okay, I'm gonna lose weight. And it was the number that was bothering me. The number that was kicking my ass. I think they saved me. They saved me in so many ways that I cannot explain. When I look back at myself, I realized how much I changed, and I'm so proud of myself. But because of Guillermo and his team, I completely reverted back into the person that I was always meant to be. And your first consultation, you sit with him. And I was expecting him to, ask me doctor things like, what have you been eating? What are your goals? What do you want to do? And it was quite the opposite. It was almost like sitting down with a psychologist. And he asked me straight up, he's like, why are you here? And I told him, I'm here to lose weight. And he's like, no, why are you here? And I broke down because he had forced me to speak when I didn't want to. And it's not that I didn't want to, it's just like I was so scared to put it out into the world. And I told him the thoughts, the feelings, everything that I had put myself through. And he told me that ends today. And it ended that day. And I think it was the best day of my life because I finally felt like someone was gonna help me.
I almost forgot now that I finished filming that I do want to express my extreme love and gratitude towards Guillermo in general. He's such a genuine person. He's so kind, and you would think he's so famous, that he would be a certain way. But honestly, I feel like whenever I walk into their office, I'm at home, their family. And for the nutritionist that works with me, Pedro, I think of him like brother, like a family. He's always pushing me to be better, and mentally, physically, and even when I don't make my goals in the week, he still says well, there's another week and we're gonna do better next time. And I can't. He's such a big part of my life now that I'm so grateful that I was able to work alongside him. And if you're watching this, thank you so much for changing my life.
You can't understand the control sugar has over your body until you absolutely get rid of it. The second week, I had a headache, a migraine, for that entire week. I ended up getting a fever, and I'm like, maybe I'm getting sick. But the fever would come and go. And it was my body craving sugar. It was crazy. I was getting headaches, I was getting body aches, I was feeling fatigued, I was feeling all these sort of things, and it was my body in withdrawal. After the second week, most people continue to have the symptoms throughout the month because the first month is the hardest. I would continue to lose 2 to 3 pounds consecutively each week. And after the second week, my symptoms were gone and it was normal, and I wasn't getting any withdrawal symptoms from cutting sugar. By the third week, or probably that month in general, I had lost 10 pounds. The typical for most people is 6 pounds to lose in a month. And I had lost 10. And I remember taking a photo because I remember talking to Guillermo and telling him that I wanted to take pictures again. And I had not taken a picture of myself for a long time. And the pictures that I did take were when I was in Italy, when I went to Italy, and I never posted them. To go to my dream location and not even take a single photo of yourself because of the way that you feel, I think that was one thing that threw me. It's now April and I've lost 30 pounds in total from like 194 all the way down. I've lost like 30 pounds. I've lost like 28 or 27 with Nutri-Guillermo's team. Dude, I eat bacon and eggs almost every day, and before I thought I was gonna get cholesterol, I was gonna get diabetes. I thought I was gonna die if I ate that much bacon, because the food industry makes you think that that's a bad thing, and it's not. It's once you start mixing fats and sugars together that's when you start seeing all these bad side effects and all these diseases that come along with eating unhealthy. And when I mean sugars, I'm telling you, no sweeteners, no honey, nada. But I could have a lot of fruit, so I wasn't limited to eating fruit. So that was something that really did save me. If I was feeling like anxious, I would eat like a lot of fruits just to cure that sense of need or like a craving. I can't even eat bread or pasta. Like, I think I had pasta once in these from November till now. It made me super sick. I mean, it was so good. It tasted really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it made me so sick to the point where like I don't want to have it again because I know it's gonna make me sick and I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. With my diet, it's a lot of like protein enrichments. It's a lot of healthy fats and fiber-rich foods, which are vegetables. I don't even call this a diet anymore, guys. This is like my lifestyle. I don't see myself going back or changing. I used to eat a lot of cheese. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to eat cheese anymore. I went there and they're like, no, you can eat cheese. Like, there's nothing wrong with cheese. It's once you start mixing sugar and cheese, that's the unholy combination that starts all these bad processes in your body. Throughout this entire thing, I would go every week to my nutritionist. And at first, I didn't start exercising because I was so overweight that the team was afraid that I was going to hurt myself. I didn't start exercising, I would say, until around my birthday, which was in the 22nd of February. That's when I started like working out, and they told me I had to do it at least 3 times a week. Now I do it every other day. That's pretty much my thing. Why? Because I enjoy doing it to the point now that it's kind of like get addicted to it. When you start, your body ends up muscles, they inflammate at first because you're using new muscles, and thus for you're ripping and tearing the tissue in your body to then grow more muscle and get stronger. When you stop and then you don't work out for an extensive amount of time, that inflammation comes back. And then when you go onto the machine and you weigh yourself, you're gonna get inaccurate results. And imagine I was weighing myself every week, and this machine, it gives you everything. It gives you your full body fat, the muscle you have in your body, the water inflammation that you have. It's very extensive, and so like there was no cheating. There was no like way to get around this. I didn't cheat or anything like that, but let's say if I was on my period. In women, that causes your body to become inflamed, and thus it would say there like she has like a percentage of retention of liquid 0 point something something. And then they would ask me, did you either eat bad, or is it your cycle? When I did have pasta that was for my birthday, because it's my favorite, I was very bloated for that entire week, and it shows. Imagine you're going every week and you go to this main office room where everybody can see you, and you step on the scale. Everybody's watching you. And usually it's 2 pounds each week that they want you to lose. Not necessary, obviously, but that's the goal, and that's what you should be losing if you're following it to the T. They check your weight, and when you lose those 2 pounds, they ring a bell. That bell gives you such a satisfaction that you did it, and you did it for yourself. You didn't do it for anybody else but yourself. And so you didn't want to be the person that would show up and you ended up gaining weight instead of losing it. I'm a competitive person, so for me it was kind of like a goal. Like when I was gonna go back there, I'm gonna lose weight. And every time I didn't, I was down, but I knew that the next week it would be better. Correlation between weight loss and putting so much self-care into yourself switches your mind and your perspective on things, and that's what it did for me. I talked to my nutritionist nowadays, and he's like, I think the biggest change in you, this is Pedro, is your way of thinking. Not even just the physical changes in my body, the way that I think now. I realized that I changed so much in my thinking, in the goals that I was setting for myself, that it's immaculate, it's sublime, it's undescribable, the change that I went through, regaining that confidence. I'm a silly person, and bringing back that silly, joking person that I always was, but just hid away. And so the real meaning of this message that I bring up is when you're in that part of yourself that's so deep down that you feel that you're not good enough, or that if you're with someone or you're seeing someone, or even if it's just casual and something happens and the first thought that you have is that there's something wrong with you, you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. You're a beautiful person, and we're all so different in body and mind and spirit that just know there isn't always another day to be better and to grow, to put time in yourself. The biggest message to myself was that caring about yourself and putting yourself first is not selfish. If you have the intention to be better and to put a better vibe into the world, especially in these times that are so chaotic with the coronavirus right now. I know that there's a lot of people that are sad, that are crying, that are depressed, and have lost people. May they rest in peace. This is the time to put our strength together in positivity and in caring for yourself, to really give yourself that extra push to be better. I don't go to the gym. I work out at home with a few different equipment that I have that aren't even that extensive, and I work my ass off. I put my music and I go to another world, and I really just think, because Guillermo told me this. He's like, every day that you look at yourself in the mirror, imagine yourself the body that you want. The power of positivity and the power of just dreaming for yourself is so strong, because every time I look at myself in the mirror when I'm naked, I look at myself and I'm like, God, I'm fucking sexy. Like, I'm beautiful. And that's what you need to say when you look at yourself in the mirror. Just think about, what would you look like if you were healthy, or if you were in the place that you want to be? And when I look at where I want to be, I know I'm going to be there. I have 20 pounds left to go, because I've decided that 140, 145 is fine, so that I can keep the muscle mass that I have to start building a toned or a little bit slightly muscular body. Set goals for yourself. Be positive. We're going to get out of this, and know that it's never too late. And there's people, there's me cheering you on. because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's me. And thank you so much for those who've watched. And if you want more videos on like maybe my workout schedule or what I do, or some more positive reinforcement, I'm willing to give it. You guys have a great time. Be careful, stay indoors, and wash your hands. Take care of yourselves. Bye, everybody.